In Taiwan's recorded history dating from more than 400 years ago, various cultures and technological innovations have been brought in by people from different countries. They help shape and develop Taiwan's own unique culture. These outside influences can still be seen in our lives today. The printing press has been one of the key technologies that shaped our cultural development. Printing originated in China. This invention helped to accelerate sharing of information, and woodblock printing, widely used to print text in olden times, requires 3 steps to complete the printing. 1. Design. Painters draw words or images on a thin piece of paper. 2. Wood carving. Sculptors paste the design onto a piece of wood board, then use a knife to carve the contents into a block. 3. Printing. Printing workers apply ink over the block and cover it with a piece of paper. In the early days, Taiwan used woodblocks delivered from China to make printing. In 1820, the first privately owned printing mill, Song Yunshuan Print Workshop, was founded, and Taiwan's printing has started to develop. During the Daoguang period, Lu Congyu, an intellectual, founded Song Yunshuan Print Workshop in Tainan. In the local religious context, it mostly printed religious texts and virtue books, as well as some customized professional books. Back then, Song Yunshuan was widely known for its sophisticated printing techniques. It also trained a good number of exceptional craftsmen in the print business. It exerted a positive, strong influence on the development of the printing industry in Taiwan. In people's daily lives, various printed matters such as documentation, trademarks, and festive and religious objects were all created with woodblock prints. But with the introduction of typographic printing and the spread of knowledge, the time-consuming woodblock printing became unable to meet the needs of modern society. Woodblock printing was gradually replaced by typographic printing. Since then, movable type started its journey across Taiwan. Movable type is a printing type made up of individual pieces, each carrying a single character. Then all pieces are assembled for printing. These pieces can be rearranged and reassembled for new text. Such method is significantly more efficient than woodblock printing. Around the year 1440, the German Johannes Gutenberg sought to integrate various printing techniques and invented a typeface of alloy, using oil-based ink and printer to print texts. This set of equipment and printing process were spread across Europe in less than half a century, marking the inception of industrialization of print. Around 1040, Bishen created movable type made from clay, and by the end of the 19th century, that typographic printing became a popular technique to print Chinese texts. This is because there are way too many Chinese characters. Unlike English alphabets that consist of 26 letters, making woodblocks for so many Chinese characters was costly. This explains why typographic printing did not become popular until the metal alloy technology became mature, and the market demand had grown to a certain extent. Since the 17th century, where Taiwan was a Dutch and a Spanish colony, Western publications printed in movable type had been imported to Taiwan. Yet the movable type technology did not appear in Taiwan until 1880. Pastor Barclay in the Presbyterian Church set up a printing workshop called 聚正堂 to print the newspaper Taiwan Church Bulletin. It was Taiwan's first publication printed in movable type. Japanese rule in Taiwan began in 1895. The Japanese made improvement to the Western movable type technology, then introduced the modern movable type technology to Taiwan. Taiwan Daily News, which started to be circulated in Taipei in 1898, was the most influential. Then various industries and businesses were founded in Taiwan, which helped accelerate the dissemination of printing technology in Taiwan. Due to the historical and geographical circumstance, the modern printing industry emerged in today's Wanhua. Following Japan's surrender in 1945, the nationalist government retreated to Taiwan. A cultural shift happened. The state-owned and private-owned printing equipment and methods were also moved to Taiwan, integrating into a new trend in Taiwan. So there was the Shanghai style and the Taiwanese style. The most renowned example would be the Fonghang block letter. The Fonghang matrix block letter was brought by Mr. Shui Hongzang to Taiwan in 1949. It was a pretty font that keeps calligraphic strokes, shapes, and structures, so it became very popular with customers. At that time, Taiwan's typographic printing began to thrive, with technological advancements and investments from the United States. Taiwan's typographic printing flourished in response to emerging educational needs. Marry a husband as a printing worker and you will be provided for well, as the saying went. Here is a brief introduction to the typographic printing process. 1. Casting. Lead alloy that is liquidized under high temperatures is poured into the matrix. When it cools off and is demolded, molded letters are made for printing. 2. Picking letters. Workers first check the document that is waiting to be printed. Then they pick the molded letters that are required from the type rack and place them in a box for later use. 3. Typesetting. After the letters are picked, the typesetter will arrange the letters on the table, making sure they can fit the layout. The margins must be filled with empty lead letters to make a full-page layout. Lastly, cotton threads are used to bind and fasten the document. This is also called layouting. 4. Proofing. To proofread and check the layout, a sample is printed after the document has been typeset. The printing process starts after verifying that it is error-free. 5. Printing. Ink is brushed onto the type and then printed onto paper using pressure. 6. Post-press. Gather and compile the document by page after it is printed out. The pamphlet is bound by glue, nail, or thread. Then it will be finished after cutting. During the process, a storage method that reduces the weight of lead letters was developed to accelerate the retypesetting process. Printed pattern. When the process paper has been clapped and covered onto the type, the dented paper mold is called a printed pattern. Next time, a lead type can be remade for printing by pouring lead liquid into the paper pattern, given that paper patterns are light and bendable and can be mass-produced. It became a key production technology for newspaper publishing in earlier times. However, the advent of more efficient chromolithography that offers colored layouts gradually replaced typographic printing. The information technology revolution of the 1990s ultimately made typographic printing obsolete. Though woodblock and movable type are receding into the past, in this digital era, the heavily pressed patterns of paper and the thickness of oil-based ink seem to make us feel a human touch. The obsolescence of movable type was inevitable, but Taiwan is one of the few countries that use traditional Chinese letters for printing. To prevent this printing industry from disappearing, typographic printing has now become a cultural heritage. Through collection, exhibition, experiencing, and creations, their stories are told while we reminisce the olden days. We hope to invite people to see the beauty of traditional craftsmanship that was a part of everyday life in previous times.